guys, Bruce from Bruce's Outdoors. Didn't get that elusive squirrel, so we're going to make some English toffee. I used to have a very good neighbor who I lived by for about 25 years, and she used to make this all the time. And she gave me her recipe, and she said make sure I pass it on. So that's what I'm going to do. You need a cup of butter. Get unsalted butter because you're going to heat it up to 300 degrees, and that'll help it not burn. You need a cup of brown sugar. We need a half a teaspoon of salt. Put this fire on here. And you need a quarter cup of water. Quarter cup of water. The most important thing you'll have to have is a thermometer, because you want to bring this up to 300 degrees, and that's when it does its magic and turns into candy. So you want to make sure you stir it, and you just keep stirring to make sure it doesn't scorch. So just stir away. It takes there. Yep, very good. Well, oops, my camera turned. Show you what it looks like while it's cooking. It's just cooking away now. Be quick. There it is, bubbling away, and that's what we need right there. We're gonna go ahead and dump it on the pan, because it's really getting thick now. As you see, it's starting to get that candy color. Oh yeah, it's almost there. It's probably at 300 right now, but I want to get it just a little more consistently where I like it. Now we're just going to take our mat here, and we're going to, hope you can see that, pour it right onto that pan. We're going to take our spoon, make sure we get it all leveled out. Oh, that looks pretty. Okay, there's our first layer. Let's taste a little bit. That is good. All right, what we do now is we let that sit for a few minutes, and we melt our chocolate. We're going to pour the chocolate over it, and then we'll dump the nuts on top of it. All right, we got our pan there of candy, and now we're going to melt our chocolate to go on top of it. It's getting pretty close. All right, put that right there so it's not on stick. Now what you do is you just take this and you just put it on top of the candy. Spots there to cover up. Now it's all nice and covered with chocolate. Now we take our walnuts and we just sprinkle them on the top. and you're done. And there you go. There is English toffee, which is very, very good. Now we will just let that sit. I'll put it in the refrigerator. I'll let it sit overnight. And then when you take it, it'll pop right out of that pan once you let it sit and it cools down. Hope you enjoyed learning how to make toffee. Hopefully next week I'll have that squirrel, but as usual and always, keep that line wet. We'll see you next week. Alright guys, we're back. Our toffee's set up and got nice and chilled. And now we just gotta break her up and eat it. It's as you can see right here, it's beautiful. You see your candy on the bottom, your chocolate, and then your nuts. Very good. I don't need this whole pan full around, so I'm gonna have to give some of it away. All right. See you next week, hopefully with that squirrel. As remember, keep your lines wet.